also back. I'm very happy about it. New game. New game indeed. So there was a few people that were expecting me to be a little bit earlier with like the draft and kicking off the series, but I wanted to take my time with this one. Also, the fact that like I have a job and everything in between and stuff like that. So, yeah, like it was one of those relax, do it slowly, and everything in between. So yeah, I feel very good, and also the fact that I had to make a lot of my stuff like I normally do. I'm quite happy with what I've been able to make in the time period. It might change over time, I'm not sure, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, I'm very happy what we've been able to do. But of course, a season starts with the draft. If you're new to this, the draft is my way of keeping things fresh. So the draft, every single person last year, it's undone, and so that means like everyone is basically either being brought back in, or people are being dropped, and then new people are coming in to take their place. So yeah, like it's simple. Obviously, the only people that 100% carry over are the champions, and of course, there were some people that I confirmed before then. Obviously, I'll say that when the actual show comes in, and of course, the man that's on the screen continuing to be the general manager. So. But we'll get to see all the titles, we'll get to see the new ECW stage design, we'll get to see all of that as we kick off today. So it'll be an interesting one. But without further ado, I think it's about time we kick off. I think it's about time we kick off. So let's do this. Let's start off strong. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ECW Draft! A few weeks been removed from WrestleMania 2, and of course we start off with the man who continues to be your ECW General Manager, Mr. CM Punk. So let's see who he will be bringing in this year.
The following contest, it is...
Of course, CM Punk is now removed from the building. So let's see who graces Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to be a part of the first section of this. Jesus Christ, hold on a second. Let's get a better look. And here we are.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Jackson, Mississippi, weighing in at 215 pounds, Ethan King!
And of course, the first people that come out, of course, are the Kings. Ethan King now sporting some new ink on his chest. A little bit more angry than we last saw him. The man who lost the tag team championships. Showing that the truth has been revealed. But we can't have one without the other. So of course, what the? Is this seriously? Oh, Jesus Christ! There was rumors circulating the ECW locker room that Wade King was possibly in current talks with the police due to possible injuring of backstage officials after the events of WrestleMania 2. So I guess now that he has to officially be walked to the ring by police and make sure he doesn't hurt anyone else. Jesus Christ! But whether we like it, there's the other second member of the United Kingdom. It is Wade King.
And his opponent
someone who isn't afraid to get their hands dirty and doesn't bother trying to please everyone. A me-first attitude is the best way to make it in this business.
I will admit the superstar does an admirable job of staying true to themselves, but I do wish that didn't come at the cost of a fair fight. They don't just get their hands dirty, they fight dirty too.
That is not any further from the truth. Jesus Christ. And now that the Punk favorites have left, now we get on to our champions of this coming year. The people that left WrestleMania with the gold. And we start off with the second reign of the Hardcore Champion, the Samoan Werewolf. It is Jacob Fatu. And now we get to see the new designs and look at that Hardcore Championship.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Hardcore Champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu gaining back the championship that he held so dear to him before losing it to previous champion Drew McIntyre. So let's see if Jacob can have another historic reign as champion. After the performance that he put at WrestleMania, it's only right that this man is our Hardcore Champion going into year 3, or season 3, what the youths decide to say. But there is our new Hardcore Champion with a new Hardcore Championship to boot. But let's see who else will be meeting him. Who's coming out first? And it seems to be the Mr. Television Champion after fighting former tag team member.
Representing DIY from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 199 pounds, the ECW World Television Champion, Johnny Gargano.
and has brought back the design of old, the original television title design from the first iteration of ECW, and still repping and representing DIY after the handshake given from Ciampa to Gargano at WrestleMania. Feels like it's a legacy to continue to rep the team that he held so dear. Our television champion is one to watch coming in to year 3. Who else will be joining the tag team, the championship line? And it is the Mad Dragon. However, he is no longer your Cruiserweight champion. This is an interesting case. Ilya Dragunov, after WrestleMania, he decided to move up a few pounds and no longer is considered a cruiserweight. But after the amount of effort that he put in to gaining this championship back from rival Rey Mysterio,
Weighing in at 210 pounds, the ECW Heritage Champion, Ilya Dragunov.
there it is, you heard it there. He has now rebranded the Cruiserweight Championship into the newly created ECW Heritage Championship, wanting to pay respect to ECW past, try to shape its present to hopefully secure its future. Amazing ruling and an amazing decision by Ilya Dragunov. So say hello to your heritage champion. And I can't wait to see what he does. It's a beautiful belt design. Well, let's see what else we have left. We only have a handful of champions left before we get onto the knee-deep and gritty of it all. We're confident, waiting in anticipation, it seems. That time for the Women's Championship to be represented. The Bad Girl is champion once again. Sporting a new look, hair dye and everything. The Bad Girl, Maya Rogers.
And from Sydney, Australia, the ECW World Women's Champion, May Rogers.
Maya Rogers had quite the year and officially disbanded Demolition in the main event of night 1. And she is once again on top of the women's division with her 4th women's championship. Glad to see her back on top. And that leaves only 2 championships left across 3 people. And if we're gonna talk about Maya Rogers, we might as well talk about her father. The real deal here, and the once again Australian Underground member. Liam Rogers is back holding gold. And damn does it look good. One half of the tag team champions. Arguably one of the more important story-driven matches of last year. But there's nothing else to expect from Liam Rogers except that very category that he excels at. But now all the fans are on his side.
Representing the Union from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 235 pounds, one half of the ECW World Tag Team Champions, the Real Deal, Leah
Liam Rogers showing off with some of his promo and pyro here. Ready to try to elevate the tag division and then some. Good to see Liam Rogers back into the light. But of course, a tag team needs 2 men. And Liam Rogers couldn't have done it without ECW's chosen one, Jai Phillips. There he is, now sporting some good green, truly representing Australia. And look at that.
Representing the Union from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 228 pounds, one half of the ECW World Tag Team Champions, Jake the Chosen One Phillips.
Jai Phillips. Of course, there's a few people that saw his interview with Scott Silver, myself, on Scott Silver News, running down how grateful he is to once again be teaming with Liam Rogers, but also throwing shade at the general manager, CM Punk. CM Punk is yet to make an announcement, but it's not like CM Punk could get rid of Jai, but it seems that there's some unfinished business there. But there's one more champion to address. The man who finally got his moment. The Outlaw. The ECW champion. The champion of EC fucking W. It's Jackson Rogers. And look at that championship that he proudly holds over his shoulder.
At 230 pounds, the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, the Outlaw, Jackson Rogers.
Jackson Rogers holding the entirety of ECW on his back, as he now becomes the man, the flag bearer, the face of the company. After taking out rival Adam Cole, Jackson now holds onto ECW's biggest prize. A championship that a handful of other people that we've seen already, CM Punk, Liam Rogers, Jai Phillips, have held that belt already. But damn, does it look good in the hands of Jackson Rogers. So there we go. There's the championship round. Let's get on to the normal round. Here we go, it is now officially round one of the draft. and the first pick overall. We knew he was re-signed, but to make his presence felt, the phenomenal one won last year to capture the World Championship. AJ Styles is here once again in ECW.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles has gone on record to say that he was re-signing the ECW one last year before his proper retirement, and his goal is to capture the ECW championship, to finally say that every single company he's worked in, he has held their top prize. And if anyone is going to complete it, it is the phenomenal one. So what a first draft pick. Happy to see AJ Styles continuing for one last year inside of ECW. Who will join him? Of course, we've seen the gold. We saw the gold the better part of last year. The former ECW champion. It's Adam Cole, baby! Of course, a surefire pick.
And his opponents, first from Panama City, Florida, weighing in at 201 pounds,
Adam Cole trying to possibly look to either recapture the ECW championship or possibly go for some new gold. Like it or not, he's still here. Whether he is still going to try to get a handout from General Manager CM Punk, we do not know. But it seems like the journey isn't over for Adam Cole. We could very much see gold around his waist very, very soon. Because this man is not one to sleep on. We've seen his matches. We know that he can go. But who else joins him? Right now, Styles and Cole. Who's the third? Who's the third pick of round one? And it's the prize fighter, a former television champion, Kevin Owens. Fresh, no injuries, ready to start right here, right now.
weighing in at 242 pounds, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens got inches away from holding the Hardcore Championship last year, almost toppling over champion at the time, Drew McIntyre. Will he continue to go towards that goal, or will he pivot? I believe the phrase of Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu would be something that a lot of people would want to see. But regardless, thank you, KO. And good pick for keeping him. Paul Heyman, CM Punk, whoever decide to re-sign him, that is a good pick. So who is the last person in Group 1, Round 1? Who is our last pick for Round 1? There's a lot of pink here. But there's only one person that's associated with the color pink! He won Match of the Year against Carmelo Hayes, and it's him!
Weighing in at 240 pounds, the television champion, the prototype, Kyle Fletcher.
The Proto Star, the TNT champion. Wait, does that mean that he's carrying the television championship over? Wow! Good pick! Good pick indeed! Oh, what a way to end round one of picks. And here we go, round two of picks. And what better way than the man who came inches away from winning Champion of the Year?
It's a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Scottish Warrior,
Drew McIntyre, former hardcore champion. The man who has brought us so many good matches with the likes of Swerve Strickland, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Obafemi, and of course the previously mentioned Kevin Owens. So it's good that Drew McIntyre has been picked to re-sign with ECW. Will he go to try to recapture the Hardcore Championship? Will he go for the television, or hell, will he even try to disrupt Jackson Rogers and have a shot at the World Championship? Either way, what a way to start off round two of the picks. Drew McIntyre smiling, happy to be back. And of course, gotta strike the pose where you can. Hopefully a belt will be around that waist the next few times he does it. So who will join McIntyre in round two of the draft? Waiting very patiently. And the blue and the lights have gone around. If we're going to talk about people that have a shot at the ECW Championship, the King of the Ring, the Omega, Mr. Kenny Omega.
from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 230 pounds, Kenny Omega.
Of course, Kenny Omega guaranteed an ECW Championship shot at the next pay-per-view at Backlash. So Kenny has a lot to prep for. So it will be Kenny Omega versus Jackson Rogers for the ECW Championship. So Kenny has a lot riding on him. So no matter what, he was always going to be re-signed. But it's just happy to see him here properly in all of his glory. happy to have Mr. Kenny Omega back in ECW. That's 2 in this round, 2 to go. So far it's been fairly familiar faces, other than Mr. Kyle Fletcher. But right as I say that, it seems that the Steiner family is getting some love here. Braun Breaker is here.
And representing the Vision from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 250 pounds, Braun Breaker.
And here's an interesting note. You see his jacket there where it does say the Vision. He now sees himself as the Vision, not a faction anymore, not even a tag team. He believes that himself, the individual known as Braun Breaker, is the Vision of professional wrestling. So let's see how that works out. Welcome to the team, Braun Breaker. New blood here. Just as I was saying, we're seeing a lot of familiar faces. Braun Breaker coming forth. So who will end round 2 of our draft? Oh man, we were talking about the man who had really good matches with Drew McIntyre. This man arguably had the best match. The ruler of ECW. It's Oba Femi.
And from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 310 pounds,
Oba Femi. The man who has champion written all over him. Another man that came inches away from capturing the Hardcore Championship when it was around the waist of Drew McIntyre. If this man doesn't become a champion this next year, I will eat my hat. That is how confident I believe that this man will walk away a champion. Good to have Oba Femi back in ECW, and that will do it for round 2. Now let's see who comes in for round 3. And it seems like round 3 of the draft is here to give some women the love. And we start off with the Prodigy, the former women's champion.
Is a fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez. Of course, former leader of Demolition. But let's see if she can recapture the women's championship. Let's see if she can cause more chaos now as a proper singles competitor and no longer with support behind her. But the longest reigning women's champion, why wouldn't she be re-signed? But who will be joining Roxanne Perez? Of course, this entire third round is for the women. And it seems if we're going to talk about former women's champions, the woman that first overthrew Roxanne, it's Lyra Valkyria. Happy to see her back.
And her opponents, first from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria.
Bringing back a lot of former women's champions, I'll give you the hot tip. Lyra Valkyria having a chip on her shoulder, wanting to try to elevate herself back to that women's championship level. And she'll do whatever she can to get back there. She seems confident. She should be confident. There's no one like her once she steps inside the ring. Yeah, there she is. She said, right there in that ring, that is where she does her best work. But who else will be here with her? Oh, man! This is some new blood! If Lyra Valkyria is one of the best women in the ECW ring, this woman could very much overthrow her. Sol Ruka, one of the best gymnasts turned professional wrestlers that I've seen in the last 6 years. The master of the Soul Snatcher. She has champion written all over her. What a pick up for ECW. Now, who's going to round out this round of women? What? Oh my God! Former women's champion 2 times! Britt Baker! DMD! There's gonna be some heavy hitters for the women's championship! Wow! The return of Britt Baker to an ECW ring! Wow! And here we go, round 4. That's another 4 men. 3 men, my apologies. My thing's misread. And the anchor!
Making his way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds,
Carmelo Hayes is back. The man that everyone called the anchor of last year. The man who could have a good match with anyone. Coming back, and I can only imagine there is only one thing on this man's mind. ECW Championship Gold. To prove everyone that he is him. Glad to have you back, Carmelo Hayes. Very good to have you back. Carmelo waiting to see what kind of competition he's going up against. And it seems like he's not the only high flyer for this season. One of the youngest, Javon Evans, coming through. Now that is a good pickup from Paul Heyman. If you haven't seen what this man's capable of, I'd highly recommend going off and seeing it for yourself.
And his opponents, first from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 180 pounds,
Javon Evans jumps like he has springs as bones. Expect some very impressive stuff with him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Javon Evans go straight for Ilya Dragunov's Heritage Championship. So we have one more left in this round. This is a round of 3. Who else do we got? Oh no. Oh no. The ritual has been set. The candles have been lit. It's time for him to rise. It's Aleister Black coming in. Another new face for ECW. There it is, confirmed via the name tag. Aleister Black, the exiled one, the Dark Leader. What a pickup from ECW. Aleister Black, one of the hardest hitting individuals that I've seen. The Black Mass, very much like the RKO, can happen out of nowhere. He will definitely be a contender for that television title scene. If he doesn't cement his place there now, he will run a roughshod across the entire ECW roster. Not to mention he's a man of style. Ready to take care of business any way, shape, or form. But what a pickup. ECW just got a lot more violent with this man simply being on the roster. And now I'm being told that the next round, round 5, is our tag team Like I just said, this is some of our tag teams coming through. And it seems Judgment Day getting some more representatives. But who could they be? And it looks right there. Finn Balor has some backup.
The following is a fatal four-way tag team match. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 385 pounds, Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough, the Judgment Day.
As we know, last year, Finn Balor spent a lot of time here in ECW, but bringing in J.D. McDonough, he may be short, he may be small, but he also hits like a brick shithouse. Expect these two to soar for those tag team championships. Who else will be joining them in the tag team division? What the? No way! It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
At a combined weight of 417 pounds, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day.
One of the most decorated tag teams in WWE history. The longest reigning tag team champions. The most tag team championships won by a single team. It is these two men. Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, the New Day across these two. Multiple title reigns, King of the Ring hold, and a world championship. Whether you love them, whether you hate them, they are one of the best tag teams of all time, and you have to respect that. And there they are in all of their, I guess you could say, unglory. So two teams already. Judgment Day being represented by Finn and JD. We got the New Day here. Who are we bringing in to bring this a little bit more light? And of course, these two men have unfinished business in the tag division as well. TNA Life. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 420 pounds, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine
The Motor City Machine
Guns.
Guns multiple times have challenged for the tag team titles and only barely came up short, so now they have a chance, another full year to possibly get those titles around their waists. So let's see if they can get it done at least once. But there's three teams. We have one left for the round of draft picking. Who do we got? What? No. No way! No way! That's gotta be a misinput. No, it's not!
And their opponents at a combined weight of 493 pounds, the team of Jimmy and main event, Jay the
You the twos, and they're the ones! Jimmy and Jey Uso, the other greatest tag team in WWE history! What a signing, the ECW! The Usos and the New Day staring each other down. This will be interesting. And here we go, I mean, I've been told that there's more women to be represented here tonight. And of course, wrestling's Barbie. It is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton coming back into play for the third year in a row for ECW.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton, another person on the long list of championship contenders for 3 years now. She'll be trying to capture that ECW Women's Championship. Whether she does it or not is up in the air. But she is the best to not do it from the looks of it right now. So who will be joining Stratton in the women's division? It's already looking pretty good. And is just me, or is the screen black and white? It can't be! Oh my god, it is!
From Auckland, New Zealand, Timeless Tony Storm.
She is timeless! Timeless Tony Storm! Officially in ECW! Wow! What a shock here! Ladies and gentlemen! One of the best AEW Women's Champions! We really have gone back to the 1970s with this one. Timeless Tony Storm. If you have not seen her in action, she will bleed if she needs to bleed. She will act if she needs to act. And she will use her shoe. Happy to see Tony Storm in ECW. It's where she was always meant to be. She has definitely been glamoured. Showing that she is worth every dollar that Paul Heyman's definitely been paying her to come in. She will definitely hold that ECW championship at some point this year. I am calling that right now. But now we have to pivot away from Toni Storm. Who else is joining these two juggernauts into the women's division? And it seems like the Empress of Tomorrow is coming to ECW today.
And representing the Kabuki Warriors from Osaka, Japan,
Asuka here. If we thought that some of the others were heavy hitters, a multiple-time women's champion, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner. There's a lot that Asuka has done in her career, but now she officially steps foot into the House of Hardcore. And she is definitely going to make this place more dangerous, and I bet you the fans are excited about it. And there she is. So there we go, those three absolute heavy hitters. Who do we got left? Lights are down. Oh, wow! And we're going to talk about AEW Women's Champions. Blake Monroe is definitely one of them. We gotta keep her and Toni Storm apart right here, right now. Blake Monroe. Wow. Of course, we all know that Blake Monroe, former pupil of Toni Storm back in AEW. So let's see how Blake Monroe will fit here in ECW. There's definitely going to be a match between her and Tiffany to see which one is more of a Barbie than the other. There are 4 rounds remain in the ECW draft. And it seems that this next draft pick coming from the House of the Rising Sun, the King of Strong Style, it is Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's a fatal 4-way match. Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the best wrestlers in Japan history. Multiple-time IWGP Intercontinental Champion. And of course, multiple championships within WWE as well. NXT Champion, United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and a Tag Team Championship as well. So coming here, this will definitely be a highlight. King Shasa versus Black Mass. The list can go on and on of what Shinsuke Nakamura could go up against. The King Shasa going up against something like a real deal heel, a bankrupt, a flatline, even a BFT. But Nakamura seems ready to represent the past of Japan culture, to destroy his opponents and continue its legacy. But let's see who else joins Nakamura in round 7. And speaking about BFT, the megastar is back in ECW LA Knight.
First, from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds,
LA Knight coming in again, continuing off of his momentum of last year. He did very well last year. Looking to try to continue that momentum, whether that be for a championship or simply just having amazing match after amazing match. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the megastar remains here in ECW. What a return. And let's see who joins him. Oh, a man who also had a decent showing. And wait a second! That's the Australian Underground logo. Bronson Reed. Wait, what?
30 pounds, Big Bronson Reed.
He's sporting the black and blue. You saw that logo on the back of his jacket right there. That is the Australian Underground logo. But what does that mean? What are we witnessing? Is Bronson Reed a part of the Australian Underground? What the? What? I guess we're going to move on to our last draft pick. And it seems Dirty Dom is going to try to be dirty on another night. Dominic Mysterio, we saw him at the end of last year trying to help out his father, but that fell through.
And representing the Judgment Day from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty
Dominic Mysterio coming in as a full-time ECW wrestler. That's going to very much put people in a bad mood if he tries to go for a championship. But he'll have to earn his place He might try to do what his father couldn't do and try to beat Ilya Dragunov. But regardless, Dominic Mysterio is here, and we're all gonna have to get used to it. Here we go, I'm pretty sure this is the last round of the women. And it is time to stand up, salute, and pledge your allegiance to Chelsea Green.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green, one of the most consistent wrestlers of all time, able to put on good matches with practically anyone, whether they be a main event or whether they be considered a jobber. It doesn't matter. But unlike WWE, we see the worth in Chelsea Green. And she could very much be holding that women's championship sometime in the future. But who else will join her? Last round of the women, like I said. So this is all we will have. And it seems like the Australian blood is running once again. It is Zarya! One of the heaviest hitting women. She'll knock your teeth out and she'll smile. And what the hell?
And her opponents, first from Adelaide, Australia, Zarya.
Another one! Sporting the logo of the Australian Underground! Like Bronson Reed, what the hell does this mean? Is Rogers and Phillips recruiting? Are people being inducted in? What is this? I wish I could give you an answer! Sporting the logo, sporting the blue gear! Welcome to ECW, Zarya! We expect answers very, very soon! At this point, anyone's showing up! Zarya, Chelsea Green, who's next? Oh, the woman that was quite literally a highlight in the Money in the Bank match last year! Tatum Paxley! You think she's insane? She also believes she's insane. Tatum Paxley, a former NXT Women's Champion, a former NXT Women's North American Champion. Can she find a little bit more of a footing in her second year on the ECW roster? And this just proves that practically anyone can show up. Like, amazing to have Tate and Paxley here, but at this point, who else is going to show up? Randy Orton, Trish Stratus, The Rock. Hell, it could even be Joe Hendry. What? Wait, I was kidding! I was kidding! I said his name, I didn't mean it! It's Joe Hendry!
And from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 230 pounds, Joe Hendry!
I guess that's the punishment for me saying his name, but I swear I was kidding! But I guess Joe Hendry's in ECW! But I don't think that the fans are complaining. They're waving their hands side to side. They believe in Joe Hendry. I guess I'm gonna have to watch my mouth to not say his name again. And that will do it for round 7. Here we go, second last round of the draft. And it seems that Jacob Fatu will no longer be the only one repping Samoan blood in ECW. Solo Sikoa steps forward.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring, representing MFT from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
Solo Sikoa, the master of the Samoan spike. A man who is more serious in the ring than he is on the mic. But damn, he knows what it takes to get the victory. Any means necessary, of course. We all remember him as the leader of the MFTs and also the enforcer of the bloodline. And you can only imagine he's going to wreak havoc here in ECW, no matter the cost. But what a choice here. Of course, to lead off the 9th round of picks, the second last round of the draft, starting off Solo Sikoa, who will join Solo in this ring for the second round. Second last round. My apologies. Oh, wow! The young man with a chip on his shoulder. Austin Theory.
From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, a man with so much potential running through his body. But it'll be a massive question to see what he does with it. Of course, former Evolve champion. A-Town down, that's what he will say till the day he dies. And the fans obviously not impressed. They've never liked Austin Theory, and I don't think they'll start liking him now, but regardless, he'll be a part of ECW whether the fans want him or not. Well, who else joins them in the second last round? And wait a minute. The gold, the green. Oh, wow! No way! All the way from AAA!
Weighing in at 73 kilos, El Hijo del
Vikingo! If you haven't seen this man in action, you are missing out. This man can jump around the ring just for fun. The Mexican Destroyers, the high-octane power that this man possesses. If this man doesn't have a Match of the Year contender in him, then he will be misadvertised. Because this man knows a thing or two about putting on some of the best matches that you will ever see. Del Vikingo is one of AAA's greatest. And we expect amazing things out of him. Welcome. To round out this last member for the second last round, who will it be? And it will be a returning Lexus King. We saw him do some great stuff last year. Let's hope he keeps that momentum going.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 225 pounds,
Lexus King coming in to try to get close to a championship. He almost got his shot at the television championship, but came ever so close. But little bit too far. Let's see if he can turn that around this year. And that means we only have one more round of draft picks to go. 4 more superstars to call ECW's roster. Here we go, the final round of draft picks. So let's see who made the cut. The lights have gone dark. This could be anyone. The fans are hyped and standing on their feet. Oh wow, we had some good luchadors come into ECW, but this one may take the cake. Rey Fenix.
The following is a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Ecatepec, Mexico, weighing in at 202 pounds,
Rey Fenix. Another man that will very much have a match of the year contender. And if I was Paul Heyman, I'd be putting Rey Fenix against Del Vikingo night one. Welcome to ECW, Mr. Phoenix. But who will be joining him in our final round? Lights have gone down, they have gone dim. This could be an interesting one here. The horns are playing. And that could only mean that the Redeemer comes out of the ground. It is Rusev!
and his opponents first from Bulgaria, weighing in at 304 pounds,
Rusev! If we're going to talk about people that are heavy hitting, this man definitely wants to start the conversation. The Redeemer, Rusev. Of course, a former United States champion, former tag team champion, former TNT champion. This man has quite the resume. He wants to redeem professional wrestling. You can only imagine he is gonna do just that. Welcome to the team, Rusev. We have 2 left. Who else? We got 2 more. And it seems like the man with all ego just couldn't stay away.
Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, all ego, Ethan Page.
Ethan Page, another man that had a good amount of good matches last year. Could we see him elevate, possibly go and capture a championship? We do not yet know. But all that matters is that Ethan Page is back in ECW for another year. Good to see all these people being valued, being re-signed. The fans may not be the biggest fan, but all that matters is that Ethan Page is back. So the last draft pick. Who are we finishing on? What the? No way. There's no way we're ending on this guy. Oh my God. It is time for Kit Wilson. Wow.
And representing Pretty Deadly from London, England, weighing in at 185 pounds, Kit Wilson.
Kit Wilson, the protector, and trying to be rid of the world of toxic masculinity. This will be quite an interesting roster with Kit Wilson. But there we go. Kit Wilson. Oh God, we forgot about the man that won an ECW contract at WrestleMania, the ring general Gunther. Wait, who the hell's with him? And what the hell? What the hell? That's Pete Dunne and Nathan Fraser on the side of the ring general.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther!
You heard that right! The Imperium is gone! Imperium no longer exists! Did Gunther just reform Imperium? And his hand shows in his people, Nathan Fraser and Pete Dunne! Did they just buy in? Oh my God! And I guess that will end our ECW broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the draft. What a shock to end on. I have been Scott Silver, and I'm excited for this next year. And I will see you when I see you. Take care.